Hi guys, so I'm gonna make another video, and yes, I know I'm wearing the same clothes as I was like in one of my previous videos. I don't know which order they're gonna go up in, but I know I'm wearing the same clothes because I'm doing like a marathon run of videos because I'm so far behind on videos and I've got so many topics, so I'm really excited. So my next topic of conversation is something that keeps getting requested. How do I tell my parents that I'm dating someone? This is always coming from Indian people or Pakistani people or people that obviously have a really hard time telling their parents that they're dating someone. I am like the worst person to ask. Like seriously, I'm the worst person. So I never really tell my parents I'm dating someone unless it starts getting really serious. And I generally don't tell my parents unless I'm like sure that I really like someone and it's going to be something that I'm going to be in for a while, so I don't tell them. But the problem with my mother is she just has this instinct, like she just knows. Like Indian parents always know, so whether you tell them or not, it doesn't matter. Like your mum will figure it out. So my mum figures it out because, number one, on a day-to-day basis, I don't brush my hair and I don't wear foundation. So if I suddenly start brushing my hair and going out and wearing foundation, my mum knows I'm seeing someone. If I come home from work and I go upstairs and I'm on the phone, she knows I'm dating someone because usually my phone doesn't ring. If she hears me on the phone like late at night, or if she hears that I'm on the phone quite a lot and I don't really come out of my room as much, then she knows I'm dating someone. If I go out and I happen to be very close to one of my friends and I keep using the same person as an excuse, my mum knows I'm dating someone. So really, if you're Indian, you don't need to tell your parents because they know. Like, trust me, they know. And my mum does this other thing where if she knows I'm on the phone, she'll like come into my room and pretend she's like leaving something on the bed for me, and then she'll go out of my room and then she'll just stand there. And the reason I know she stands there is because the floorboards creak outside my room. So as soon as someone walks away, I can hear the floorboards creaking. But what happens is it goes completely silent for like a minute while I'm on the phone. So she knows I'm on the phone, she's listening to my conversation, and then about a minute later I'll just go completely silent to make it really awkward for her, and then I'll hear her like walking down the corridor and I'll hear the floorboards creaking. So seriously, Indian mums know. They are born with this radar to just sense when their daughters or sons are dating somebody. That is just what they do. And when you're younger and you don't have a mobile phone and your boyfriend or something rings the house and then hangs up because you haven't answered the phone, your mum will know. That's just something I used to do back in the day, but I'm sure like all 12-year-olds have phones now anyway. So your mum will just know. When I'm not dating someone, I will come home from work and I will just literally get straight into my pajamas, have a shower, have my dinner and go straight to bed. When I'm seeing someone, I come home from work, like I said, I'm on the phone, I'll go straight into the shower, I'll get ready and I'll just leave the house. And sometimes I try and be clever and I will get ready and I'll just sneak straight back out again. But if I don't tell my mum bye, she knows I'm sneaking out and therefore she knows I'm seeing someone. My best friend left to go to New York when I started dating my ex-boyfriend. So she knew because I was never going to my friend's house because she knew my friend wasn't there. So my mum knew, like she's like, where are you going, like dressed up? And there was no point me saying I'm going with my girlfriend to the cinema because there's no way I dress up that much to just go to the cinema to sit in the dark with a girlfriend. So mums just know these things. And if they ask you, it's because they care and they want to know information. And if you're really young, then yes, they're going to tell you to keep studying. And my mum did that the whole of my life. Like my mum just did that. Actually, let me tell you a really funny story. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this story because I'm older now and it doesn't matter if my parents find out because they do sometimes watch my videos, but I'm going to tell you this story anyway. So one day when I was like 17 or 18 or something, and I was supposed to be doing like my A-levels and kind of in that year, I snuck out at like midnight to go and hang out with my mates. So there was a mixture of boys and girls. It wasn't just boys, it wasn't just girls, but there was a mixture of boys and girls, and we were just going to go and hang out in this car park and literally just like sit there and chat until 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. So I went out in my pajamas because I was like, I mean, when I say pajamas, I was in like tracksuit bottoms and a hoodie, and it was midnight, so there was no reason we were going to go anywhere, and my mates just wanted to kind of hang out because it was the weekend. So my parents had already said to me, like, you're not sneaking out, you need to go into bed, like blah blah blah. So I had no makeup on, I was in my tracksuit bottoms and I was in my hoodie, and I literally just snuck out of my house. What happened was, when I snuck back in, it was really really quiet. I heard my dad in the garage like having a cigarette, so I was like, oh my god, my dad's awake. and he came into the kitchen because you had to walk past the kitchen to go back upstairs. So he came into the kitchen, and I just quickly ran to the like sink, and I just started pouring myself a glass of water. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. My dad's like, "Oh my God, how come you're awake?" And I was thinking, oh, I just got really thirsty and I decided to get myself a drink of water and then I'm going to go back to bed again. He was like, oh, okay then. And that saved me because I was in my pyjamas. My dad never clocked that I just snuck in, and I literally just pretended that I was getting a glass of water, and it worked, and he never figured out that I went. The other thing that I used to do, me and my sister was so bad, like she used to sleep in my bed because my parents, like, I was like the family rebel. I was the one that was like sneaking out and stuff all the time. So my sister used to sleep in my bed sometimes because sometimes randomly at 3 o'clock in the morning my mum would check my room to see if I was there. So a couple of times if I was sneaking out, I would get my sister to physically move into my bedroom and I would just get her to sleep there for the night. When I snuck in, I would just go back into her room, and then in the morning we would just like swap back across again. So my mum never sensed that, and if she did, she never really said anything about it. But that wasn't me dating someone, that was just me like just being like a bad teenager. Don't do that, by the way. Make sure you get through your A-levels and don't start sneaking out and stuff like I was doing. You got plenty of time to do that afterwards. So just thought I'd throw in that random story. But yeah, when it comes back to telling your parents that you're dating someone, Indian people just know. And if your mum says to you, I know you're seeing a boy, or I know there's a boy, I know you're talking to a boy, just say, yeah, we're just friends, we're just seeing how it goes, and he's really nice to me, and blah, blah, blah. I don't think you need to physically come out and say it, because then the pressure starts, and then your parents want to meet him, and then they'll ask like a million questions about him. So my mum has that sense where she just knows that I'm seeing someone if I'm seeing someone. And she was the same with my ex. She just knew because I was going out and stuff. So I don't really think you ever have to tell your parents, because I've never ever actually just come out and said, Mum and Dad, I'm dating someone. I wait for them to ask me because sometimes I make it really obvious. So that is my story. That is my useless advice for this video. And I will see you guys in the next video. And actually, if you have any ways that might help people watching this video, if you have any ways of like announcing to your parents that you're seeing someone, and you want your parents to know, then I would be inclined just to say write it down in the comments below so people can read the comments and they can use your advice, because I feel like this was a wasted video. But that is just what happens with my mum. She just knows. And I think if you're Indian or Pakistani, your mum will just know. And that's really awkward, but that's unfortunately what happens. So I will see you guys in the next video. Love you lots, and I will think about what I'm going to film next.